Hello, and welcome to this episode of our podcast, Spotlighting Our Community, where we highlight the voices and stories of the Mid-North Promise Program. I am one of your co-hosts, Nate Reeves, and I'm the Family Learning Navigator within the Mid-North Promise Program. Alongside of me, as always, is Kelsey Hambleton. Kelsey, hello. How are you doing today?
Hi, Nate. Thanks for asking. I'm doing well. I'm staying warm. My name is Kelsey. I'm the manager of the Mid-North Promise Program at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. And just as always, really excited to be here with you and with today's guest.
Well, without further ado, we are extremely pleased to welcome our next guest to the podcast, Abeo Peterson. Abeo, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm doing well. Happy to be here to share all some knowledge and talk to you guys, the most awesome people on the planet,
Oh my goodness. Well, that was high praise, but we have even higher praise for you if it's possible. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got connected to Mid-North Promise Program?
Yes, I can. So, like they said, my name's Abeo. I'm a recent Purdue graduated back in May with the Bachelor's of Arts in Law and Society, with a double minor in African American Studies and Forensic Science. I am currently working for Indiana University Health, University Hospital.
Thank you for letting us get to know a little bit about you and for being willing to speak with us today. We really appreciate it. Can you tell us a little bit about what you wanted to speak on for this episode?
So for this episode, I thought it would be very, very cool to talk about the benefits of not paying for college and essentially graduating debt-free.
That does sound really interesting, and I think it'll be relevant to almost anyone who would be interested in watching this. I think it's something a lot of us would like to learn more about. So do you mind if we ask some questions?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about why you're passionate about the topic of graduating debt-free, or like what it is about the topic that made you want to share out with us about it today?
I feel like I'm very interested in talking about this topic just because opportunity is not granted everywhere. So you have to go find it sometimes, find the best opportunity for yourself. So when I was in high school and I was looking, for funding for school, like I was very passionate about going to college, and I knew that you have to pay. It's really weird to say you have to pay to get your education, but you did. So I thought it was really cool because I was able to find different ways to pay for my secondary education without essentially having to pay. So I thought this would be a really nice topic to talk about.
Find the best opportunity for yourself. That's another one of those wisdom nuggets that Abeo will just continue to nurture us with. So Abeo, everyone's journey is a little bit different moving into college, particularly like what we're talking about today from a financial standpoint. So could you inform us a little bit about that journey for you going into college from a financial standpoint? What was that like? How did you prepare yourself? All these types of things within the context of that.
So I could start with like my financial standpoint before like going into Purdue. So I come from a household of like 6 people, got 6 sisters, have my grandmother and then my parents. So obviously, money's not just growing on trees. So finance was the best that we could get to where we're at. So knowing that and keeping that in the back of my mind, I feel like that is a large part of where my financial standpoint went into college. Because obviously college students, you're broke. You don't always have money. And that's like some of the things that I had heard coming from like my older sister who had graduated recently before me. So I took that and then I moved on with, okay, I don't want to be that broke college student, so what can I do? And that's where I began to go through the process of like looking for scholarship, looking for grants to fund my next 4 years essentially. But once you get in, there's always more opportunity that could benefit you. So once I got into college, I knew like, okay, I have these certain things paid for, but what else can I do to help ensure that there's no snags in the road, because sometimes financial aid doesn't always benefit everybody at the certain time that they need it to. So always having a backup plan
If you could give us some examples of what some of those things were, like your kind of plan B backups once you got there. Obviously it'll be specific to your experience, but just so that other people can maybe keep an eye out once they get to school for things that maybe they could be looking for too.
Yeah, for sure. So once obviously apply for the scholarships, but the next step as far as like once I got to school, there's always opportunities like just thrown your way, especially once you get into college. People say that there aren't, but if you're looking and you're willing to like, apply yourself, there's always something. Like they had scholarships for grades. So that was something that I did. I made sure I upkept my grade point average so that I can obviously keep my scholarships, but I could be applicable for other ones that were going to come. Like I said previously, like the grants that Indiana had given out, like some of those supplement grants, that were something, especially for college students, depending on like how much money you made. That was something that I was able to apply for. I got active in my campus. So like I became the student coordinator of the dance troupe in the Black Cultural Center. And that was not only just like another paycheck that I was doing for a hobby that I liked, but they also offered a scholarship from that too. So there's like endless and countless amount of money. There's money just sitting there and like somebody needs it, So those are some of the things. Those are a few examples of like what I did once I got acclimated. So
yeah, those are great examples. And I think also just examples of like advocating for yourself, right? Like putting yourself in spaces where you are going to find out if there are scholarship opportunities that you wouldn't have known about if you weren't there, interacting with different groups and asking TAs and professors and different departments, and just like you said, kind of becoming a part of your college community opens some of those doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely, Kelsey. And Abeo, I mean, you were incredibly resourceful. And I mean, I could be wrong, but was a lot of what you did, this is kind of, off the cuff here, but was one of the things you did just continue to ask questions? Like, did you just kind of go everywhere, like, looking all around the room, under the rugs, like every little corner? I mean, is that kind of what you did? Like just checking in with random people, like, where else can I find this money? Like you said, there's money sitting around. Is that kind of just how you approach things, like on campus? Like, where else can I apply for this stuff, or how did that kind of go?
Yeah, so I would definitely say it was a progression of different things. Like, I would just like go through, I would flip under every rock. Okay. I was like, I am not paying you so I can get an education. So what is there to do? Like, I looked everywhere. Like I looked online, I searched like grants for college students, grants for Black college students, grants for women, scholarships for women. Like I did not give up. Like even in my senior year, I was like, okay, where can I get some money? Because, sometimes you can benefit from getting some of those refund checks. Like once everything's paid for, there's a little something for yourself. And I feel like that's something that people don't talk about a lot, about like the benefits of having a little bit left over. Because obviously, like I talked about being a broke college student, but there's ways around that. So by flipping every rock, turning every doorknob, like you're going to find something. You just have to apply yourself a little bit.
All right. Well, this is incredibly encouraging and inspiring. And that really leads us to our next question, which is, okay, so for a lot of people, they look at college and the one thing they see, let's be honest, you scroll all the way down, how much is tuition? And that can quickly make people very unmotivated because, oh my gosh, that's way too expensive. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
How would you encourage people that see that total and feel intimidated to not move forward with their plans, their hopes, their educational pursuits? What would you say to those people that feel like there's just no possible way I can do this? What would you encourage them to do?
I would say you can always make a way out of no way. Whether you feel like you can't, you can always do it. Like I said, just drive yourself, push, have some kind of motivation. Like even if you don't have people in your life, who's done it or experienced it, just you got to have something in you to do it. But how would I encourage somebody else? I feel like that's just my first thing initially. But see where you can apply yourself. So like if you're the only person in your family that even attempt looking at college, look for something that's willing to help you with that. Because there's something for everybody around. Like I mentioned, I was a part of 21st Century Scholarships or Scholars, and that paid full tuition. All you had to do was apply, and then like put in your grades through your 4 years of high school. And then I don't think it was like a GPA requirement, but once you got through your high school career, they took care of the tuition for the college as long as it's in Indiana. So maybe it's not an HBCU that you wanted to go to, but at least you have an opportunity at a 4-year school or a 2-year school. As long as you applied, they were going to cover it, you know? And then once you got into college with that, just maintain a certain GPA and they would take care of that for you. But it is hard. I feel like I'm talking like it's kind of easy, and it's not. But it's really up to you, because nobody else is gonna like pick up a pen and sign the dotted line or pick up a keyboard and type up a letter for you. Like you have to go, you have to apply yourself, you have to be a go-getter at some point. I don't want that to sound like shallow or anything, but like just having drive is like everything. And I think that's just where I'm at right now. Like just driving yourself, stop, don't give up. It's just, life is too short. You gotta push and motivate yourself.
Yeah. I think those are great points, Abeo. And kind of some of what I'm hearing you say is like, just because it's not easy doesn't mean it isn't possible. Like you had to work really hard to get it done, but it got done. Mm-hmm. And it set you up really well moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, Kelsey. And I even think, Abeo, you answered some of that question earlier. I mean, just even Googling like your basic information and scholarships, like just, I am a Black female. Are there any Black female scholarships within the state of Indiana? Doing those things, I think, are very helpful because you never know. Google it, see what's available, check into it. Yeah, I think all that is incredible information. And just as a reminder that people can do it, but like you said, working hard is everything. So, okay, Abeo, this has all been truly amazing how you learned how to be resourceful through undergrad, but you also have some new and exciting news that you just recently learned about with regards to what you're pursuing now in your future. So could you share with us what that looks like right now?
Absolutely, Nate. So I recently got accepted into the Master's of Social Work program at IUPUI. So I am going on to pursue my master's. So we're going to see how this goes. All this, advice on letting college pay for itself. We're going to see how that goes for grad school.
Well, we're genuinely excited for you. We're going to cheer you along the way. And yeah, keep us posted. Let us know how we can come alongside of you. And if you're out there listening and you were like, hi, I work for a scholarship company, a scholarship organization, let me get in contact. We will pass along Abeo Peterson's information to you. Please reach out to us. She's truly tremendous. Well, oh my goodness. Abeo, thank you so much for your time, educating, informing, and encouraging us with all your experience and what you're pursuing now. We know you're on to great things and you've already done great things, but you're just going to continue on with the theme of your life. And we so appreciate you making time for us and sharing your story.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for watching and joining us on this episode. If you're interested in learning more about the Mid-North Promise program or about what Abeo shared today, check out the show notes on whatever platform you're listening to us on today. We hope you have a great day. I'm Kelsey Hambleton, and for Nate Reeves, this has been Spotlighting Our Community.